talking about what you guys are doing on Sunday?
Yeah, so we're hosting an event for my father. He's going through some kidney issues right now. So we're really just raising some money for him. Really, it's going to be for, his medical bills and whatnot. Going through this process, it's a real excruciating one for him as far as like the process itself. But as far as Pops, he's in great health. I mean, honestly, just a blessing about it. And he'll be there too to shine a light on the situation and really just kind of profess as far as like just getting that yearly checkup. That's kind of where he caught it. Not really in any pain, still exercising, moving around. He'll be down here Saturday, watch practice. So as far as he's doing well. Couldn't complain any bit, but definitely just gonna try and help him out. I'm blessed to be at a university like this and, able to have a platform where we can help him. And really all the people around here have been great about it. So excited, also excited to see the fans. I ain't seen them in a while. So it'll be fun to interact with some good people.
What's the mentality of this team coming off of last year? Maybe not quite the standard that you had set previously about trying to maybe reestablish that as one of the leaders of this team. Is that one of the messages?
Yeah, really, right now it's just clean slate, right? Starting over, starting fresh. We want to create our own identity. We have a lot of talent on this team coming back. Also a lot of depth that we have to build. And we know that personally, for us, not outside looking in, but how we felt, we didn't feel like we played up to our standard last year, regardless of who was injured, who was there, and it didn't really matter to us. We knew we could have played better. And so that's definitely in the back of our minds, but in the forefront, it's all about just developing this team. It's a whole new journey for us. And it starts in the spring, and that's what we kind of felt today was a great first step for us.
Do you feel like this defense is going to be led from the front? Seems like it.
100%. I definitely do. I'd be a fool not to say that. We have a lot of leadership and a lot of experience up front, with especially myself and Xavier, Miles, Maskell, and some, TD, them boys in the middle. A lot of experience, a lot of playing experience. So we're definitely going to do our part. But at the same time, that's no knock on the back seven. They're easy to lead. Have leaders in their own right and have a lot of experience as well. So, like I said, it's I think the challenge in the spring is going to be just building depth. Making sure that like a season last season, we can't control who gets hurt. We can't control who has COVID or anything like that. But someone's got to go in and play at a high level. And now after being faced with that challenge, we have to be able to respond. So there's definitely a bigger sense of urgency to build that depth. And I think we're going to do a great job of it this spring.
When did XT tell you he was going to come back?
He kept that one on the DL. Three, which he should. That was a decision for him and his family. But I found out when y'all found out. It's being a friend, definitely had some conversations about it, throughout. But, personally, I was making my own decision too. So the last thing I wanted to do was get in his business or try and influence it either way. And that's kind of really why we, stayed away from each other as far as, communicating it too much because, we're all going through our own paths. But happy he's back. Blessed he's back. Coach Sweeney made a great point in that 2014 D-line. Sean Williams, Grady, Los, and DJ all in the league today, right? Only two can go out there, but, great players, and they all still playing. And I think that's kind of the selflessness and the talent that we feel like we have in the defensive end room, and we're going to attack it. Whoever's out there, and whatever two on the sideline, we're going to cheer them on. So excited about that opportunity, and definitely, like I said, glad he's back.
What came with your process? What made you want to come back?
For me, I felt like a little bit had to do with just not getting the spring last year, right? So I'm just blessed to be out here because coming off that injury, I didn't even get to practice last spring. Felt great today to get back out on that knee. No brace, no restriction, nothing, just flying around. So that was kind of part of it, just getting a whole full season. And secondly, I just felt like I had more in the tank. Personally just felt like I tapped into it a lot towards the end of the season. I'm getting a little bit more playing time, a little bit more comfort with, the defense and whatnot. And, I felt like I set myself up for a great year this year. And I'm in no rush, in real life situations. Some of these guys have to make these decisions for the betterment of their family. And I've been blessed with a great family with, a great backing. It's not really necessarily anybody I'm rushing to take care of or anything like that. And I have nothing but support from my family. So just get to take my time and really focus on my craft and, try and maximize all my time here.
Did you submit any paperwork to draft grade or any feedback from the league about?
I personally didn't submit any, we get feedback and whatnot. It was pretty much the same as last year, and different things that you work on, and different things that they said I got better at. But that wasn't honestly. I really had not much to do with my decision. You know, it was more the respect of Coach Sweeney's opinion, Coach Woody McCorvey's opinion. A lot of people who have been there, done that, and have seen it done a lot of times, you know, really understand the process and how sometimes, you know, those opinions can kind of be messed up, you know what I'm saying, when you're looking at draft grades or whatnot. But they've seen a lot of players, and, you know, their opinions mean a lot to me. And, you know, I know that they had the best in mind for myself. So, you know, it was easy. It was easy, you know, towards the end of it to say I want to come back and, you know, play here.
What did Dabo tell you just as going through that process?
Yeah, you know, we had some in-house conversation, but he felt like part of it was my knee. He felt like, you know, I started to get healthier, started to be more explosive, and, you know, like I said, coming into this season, not having any restrictions, he was excited for, you know, being able to build on my explosiveness, and he just felt like I could take another step, really holistically as a player, was being more physical, was making more plays, being more productive, and like I said, kind of what I showed at the end of the season last year, he felt like if I do that for an entire year, it could be great things for me, and I agreed with him. So like I said, ultimately, it didn't make it, you know, too hard to come back.
I guess, did you feel like you were kind of slow at the beginning of the year? I mean, how much did you feel like?
Not necessarily slow. I felt like I wasn't as fast as I have been, right? And I think, you know, checking in with my mental health as far as like how this stuff works, it's kind of hard to really accept the fact that once you go through any type of injury, you're no longer the same person you were, right? And I think that's something that I was really having a battle with, as far as like always comparing to what I was and who I was, instead of really accepting, you know, where I was now and, you know, how I can build from that. So kind of once I got a grasp on that mindset, it was much easier to build. And like I said, it was, you know, like it had nothing to do with the speed more than it had to do with just the comfort and the confidence, you know, with what I was doing, the movements. I mean, there's some things we do on the field you can't necessarily replicate, you know, whether it be in agility drills or whatnot. And so today, honestly, was a great first day for my mental, just being able to, like I said, work on my legs and not have any restrictions going against, you know, our O-line. It felt really good to be back out there.
You mentioned Woody McCorvey. What kind of role has he had, or what's your relationship been like with him since your time here?
That's the OG. That's the man with the plan. He's the real head coach. Coach Sweeney's just like out there, but Big Wood, he's actually the head coach for y'all that don't know. But nah, he's just a great mentor. He has a great influence over obviously Coach Sweeney, but the entire team. Like I said, he's been through it in the Hall of Fame. Like, you don't get in the Hall of Fame for just doing nothing, especially in the state of Alabama. And, you know, being a great coach that he was, he's seen a lot of different things, a lot of great players, and seen a lot of different stories. And so, and my dad being a coach, he's highly respected in that regard as well from my father. So we've just had a really great connection, you know, over the last 5 years. And his opinion definitely meant the world to me.
Just going back to that event you're going to have on Sunday, is this something you wouldn't have been able to do without him? Which is like just at least one of those good opportunities.
Yeah, it would have definitely been tough to navigate. Shout out to my teammates. You know, they're not making anything off of this. This is just out the kindness of their hearts. You know, just trying to help me, and you know, it's really a testament to the type of guys that we bring here. But yeah, it really had nothing to do, I don't think, with the payment as far as like who's getting paid what. All proceeds going to, you know, my father's foundation. But yeah, NIL definitely kind of opens up that thought process as far as, you know, how, if it would have worked or if we even could have done this with compliance or whatnot before all this came out. But, you know, definitely just grateful that we even get the opportunity.
You know, obviously you haven't worked directly with Nick Eason, but what have you seen or heard about him from, you know, the D tackles? He's
the real deal. Today was the first day, but I've been impressed with him ever since I met him. First off, great, genuine guy, down to earth. And, you know, honestly, it's kind of shaky, right? Like, with my dad being a coach, I really understand or have a pretty good grasp of how unstable this business can be in coaching. We've had a great, like, uncommon stability here. So our world was kind of shaken with, you know, Coach V and some of those guys leaving. But, I mean, we put a great Band-Aid on it, and Coach Eason, I mean, he's top-notch, definitely one of the best defensive minds I've been around. And like I said, this is only the first day on the field, but just getting his knowledge from the NFL standpoint, from different schools, and also playing here, he has a love for this university and love for his guys, and so it's very easy to kind of bring him into the fold and, you know, make him a part of us because, like I said, he's been outstanding since he's gotten here.
Do y'all know any of the Auburn players that he used to coach or got any kind of feedback from anybody else?
I don't personally. I know some of the guys are connected, woven, you know, through the college world. I don't, but like I said, from what I've seen, they were blessed too, you know, to have a coach like him. And like I said, just glad we have him.
Talking about Wes Goodwin, defensive coordinator. I think after the whole game, you guys had really lifting him up.
Yeah.
I saw a video of that. Why do
Yeah.
you guys like Wes so much?
Big Wes, you know, it's all love from him. He's just, it's easy for an older guy to love Wes because, you know, obviously Coach V being the great coach he was, but we also got to see Wes work in the background, right? He was able to be the, you know, the mind of the scheme, right? Coach V was a great mind as far as coaching and putting all the schemes together, and Coach Wes was right beside him. So we know what he's capable of. We definitely respect everything he has to say. He has league experience as well. He's not necessarily the most vocal guy when it comes to the comparison to Coach V, but it's not needed, especially when you have older guys who understand what to do and know what it takes. Then you don't need that. You just need someone who trusts you, who has the confidence in you, and can coach you and, you know, tell you how to correct yourself. And that's what he's been able to do at a very high level. And so it's easy. He makes it fun for us. He cares about us, loves us. Just ate at his house the other night, good barbecue, you know what I'm saying? So he's doing all the right things in the right ways, and he's going to be great for us.
So is he a good barbecue? Is he good at cook barbecue?
He's good at buying barbecue. He is not. He did not cook nothing, but that's okay. A lot of players, you know what I'm saying. So I don't blame him. But it was a great spot. Yeah, he knows how to pick them. He knows how to pick them.
So many people talk about his cerebral and just X's and O's breaking down things. Has there ever been a point you've been in a meeting room or something with him and just been like,
Dude, since day one. That's what I'm saying. Like it's you just, when you're a defensive guy, you know, that's really kind of how I leave it. When you're in the defensive meeting rooms, you know what Wes brings to the table as far as his knowledge. It's unmatched, and you just got to get to see it as far as, you know, him writing up on the boards, schematically being able to explain everything, give a reason to everything. It shows, you know, what's going on up there. And still, every day, I mean, being here for 5 years, I feel like I have a great grasp of the defense. But whenever I want to learn something new, I always can go to him because he's going to know it.
Does he ever just kind of blow you away with, like, you know, like, man, I didn't think about it that way. He just thought about that and pointed it out to me.
I mean, I'm kind of past the point of being blown away. Like I said, I definitely was blown away when I first got here. You know, Midwest doesn't look like the big, intimidating coach like the typical, right? But the knowledge is there. Knowledge is there, and he shows us, you know, day in, day out that he's going to put us in the right position to be successful.
When it comes to the D-line as a whole, you obviously pretty much get everybody back. I think I saw you were calling you guys the Avengers.
Yeah.
How did you why that name, and who's
I
all
like
the
that.
Avengers?
That's a great question. So we got a little crew coming out. I ain't going to throw it all out there yet, but everybody kept asking, like, we felt like we had a great excitement, right, for the guys coming back. A lot of hoorah for what we could do this year. And obviously we had a great example in the Power Rangers, but it's time for something new. So that's kind of what we came up with, different characters and whatnot. So everybody will get to show themselves in their own right, you know, through time. But that's definitely what we're looking like this year for sure.
You and XT, there were baby Power Rangers, so how can you go with the Marvel side? How does that
Nah,
work?
we weren't in the Power Rangers. We weren't in the Power Rangers. We weren't the cool kids. Like, they had their own little group. You know what I'm saying? Me and X was the babies, and, you know, we just had to Marvel. You know what I'm saying? They got the job done. But now they showed us the ropes, so now we know how to fight off crime. We know how to do it the right way.
Can you reveal which Avenger you are?
I am Captain America. That's me. I get that out there, and we'll leave it there.
Okay. Y'all gonna just tell us who everything is at Halloween or something? Is that
I don't know.
what's gonna come out?
We'll have to discuss. That's what I'm saying. I can't put it on the forefront for them boys. You know, they might want to reveal themselves. You know, when you come into, you know, common people, or, you know, just walking around, you can't necessarily show your true identity. So I'll let them reveal themselves through time.
In due time.
Yeah, in due time.
Anybody else for KJ? All right.
Thanks, KJ.